a bait for them to depart from this place promptly, and ultimately the two agreed to conclude the discussion at this point. Are you curious about their next steps? Keep watching. They decided to battle it out again on New Year's Eve, while the lions interrogated the meat-thieving sneak talk about Goshen. But the thief wasn't scared. Instead, he gnawed his tail, confusing and amusing the lions. Rixie was thrilled to see the long-missed minister lull. However, Louis didn't know Rixie was caught stealing meat in the black market. Seeing his men beat him, Louis felt no sympathy. What a cold fellow. The lions were clueless. Rixie explained in vain during the beating. Even respected, Louis showed disgust. Louis noticed it was time to intervene, called for a stop talk about Mercy, didn't want to see her getting too hurt. Louis took Rixie to the headquarters and prepared a feast, just to see if she could resist the temptation. Willpower test time. Rixie had no choice but to stay put when asked about her situation by the lions. After all, who would just admit they were the hero who rescued Little Chun? She didn't want to be recognized. Louis understood her predicament. Despite the lions insisting it was okay to eat, she firmly declined, claiming to be a picky. The lions chimed in. Just look at our boss, though she's a dear. She absolutely loves meat. Hitting Rixie right in the feels. Louis didn't hesitate, slicing a steak and popping it in her mouth, leaving Rixie in utter disbelief. The boss really knows how to make an entrance. Rixie's jaw dropped at Louis' display, and after accommodating the lions, Louis inadvertently called out Rixie's real name. What a plot twist. Rixie wasn't disappointed. Rather, she was overjoyed that Louis was still alive like a kid on Christmas morning. As Rixie hugged her tightly, Louis couldn't smell a hint of meat, only the scent of school shampoo. What a bizarre but delightful moment. Rixie was so excited she nearly squished Louis to death at some wild enthusiasm. Louis forcibly pushed Rixie away, reflecting that time had truly changed them both. What a bittersweet revelation. Rixie wanted Louis to escape with her, but Louis turned her down, stating this was her chosen path. Talk about a resolute character. Rixie thought she could persuade Louis, but out of nowhere, the lions aimed guns at her, leaving her nearly spooked out of her mind. Rixie noticed the loyalty of the lions towards Louis, and surprisingly didn't choose to leave. What a ride or die spirit. Knowing the danger around her, she still pushed the situation forward. What a fearless hero. Rixie boldly snatched Louis and informed her they found the killer. There's food waiting in the kitchen. Then Rixie pushed Louis aside and leaped off the cliff. What a daring jump. Rixie's love for Louis was unmatched. Even as the lion boss, she risked everything to see her pure-hearted for sure. Rixie wore a beautiful dress to persuade Louis to leave the lions. Talk about wearing your heart on your sleeve. But looking at her get-up, Louis felt like throwing her a hot dog. What a bizarre wish. Unbeknownst to her, Louis' henchman suddenly showed up, thinking she had a crush on the boss. Jealousy alert. Louis felt awkward and quickly sent her away. What a plot twist. Rixie was relieved to see Louis not revealing herself to the lions, but Louis was left confused. It was a comedic mix-up. Louis then revealed to Rixie that the killer was actually a male monkey, which was quite a shocking twist. Rixie hoped Louis would back her in her fight against Tadung, but Louis promptly refused. Short and sweet. Unfazed, Rixie told Louis the battleground and swiftly took off, leaving Louis in deep thought. What a lonely moment. Louis had gotten used to life here, and the lions were starting to mellow out. A surprising turnaround. Just when she thought she could go on living like this, Rixie's appearance sent Louis into a spiral of dreams. What an unexpected twist. In the end, Louis chose to leave the lions, feeling quite emotional because the boss didn't want to let her go. The boss met Louis' firm gaze, understanding that her decision couldn't be altered. What a helpless realization. She didn't try to stop her. Instead, she planned to take her for a joyride, while Louis had a ton of ideas brewing. Once to mold Louis, the boss made her a ruthless beast king, but now Louis was reclaiming her true self. What a redemption story. But now, with Louis ready to depart, it felt dire. She realized it was time to settle the score. She wanted Louis to pull the trigger on her, thinking it was the only way to sabotage with the lions. What would the heartbroken Louis decide? In the end, Louis did pull the trigger, sparking endless controversies surrounding this incident. In this world, carnivores can't consume meat. What a peculiar rule. Are they to enjoy the plight of protein? But Rixie needed to grow stronger, requiring ample protein. This is one big dietary challenge. The panda prepared her some bugs, even if they were alive. Talk about desperation. Although the worms looked gross, eating them wouldn't bring guilt. What a cunning idea. Rixie did eat the bugs and sensed the essence of life, yet found it hard to stomach. What a compassionate warrior. Unable to hold it back, but the feeling left her restless, like living through a nightmare. Rixie apologized to herself. As societal norms made life feel arduous, it felt like a trap. However, upon waking, she underwent a huge transformation. Her fur growing back, it was like she became a pleasant goat, risked everything to lure out Zongxing for evidence, truly courageous. Although Zongxing was smart enough to see through her plan, Rixie's determination was truly impressive.